A very fine morning, everyone. I would be talking about the topic branding, which is a significant function of marketing. In simple words, branding means just to give an identity or an individuality to the products. Let me compare this branding with the naming ceremony of a child. We name a child so as to give the child a uniqueness or a distinctiveness to the child from other children. So similarly, branding helps to bring out the what to say the differentiation between how our product is different from the competitors' products. So the next we move on to the elements of a brand. We have 10 to 11 elements here. First one is the name. It is a part of the brand which can be vocalized. It represents the word or words used to denote the company, like that and all. Examples are LG, Dell, Burger King, etc. Next, we have the logo. Logo is actually the visual trademark that identifies the brand. It cannot be vocalized or uttered, but it can be recognized. The swoosh of the Nike, then the golden arcs of the McDonald's are all examples of that. Third one is the tagline. It is actually a catchphrase associated with the company. Examples are chicken, it's my choice. Then we have Amul, the taste of India. Yeah, such on. Then fourth one, if we have the shapes, the distinctive shape of Coca-Cola, then the shape of the paper boat. These things are all examples of that. Fifth one, we have the brand faces. Brand faces, we have that Amul girl, then the king in the brand called Kaja, like that and all. Sixth one, we have the graphics. The dynamic ribbon is of the Coca-Cola brand is kind of the example for this graphics. Seventh one is the color. Color is actually a crucial element. The PepsiCo uses the red and blue color, and as an irony, the Red Bull uses blue color. Then the sounds. Certain brands have special sounds which can be used to differentiate it from its competitor, like the ringtones we use for Airtel, BSNL, Idea, etc. Then the movement. The best example for movement is the Lamborghini. It has trademarked the upward motion of its cars. Then for the smells, we have Fog Scent. It has a distinct smell from its competitors. Then 11th one for the taste. The best examples would be KFC, then Baskin Robbins, etc. The next topic which I'm going to deal with is the functions of branding. We have 8 functions of branding. It is also the objectives and the reasons of the branding. So for our convenience, let us consider our brands as Apple iPhones for now. First one, the point is that it plays an important role in demand creation and pushing up sales. It means that this brand will bring out the increase in demand and thereby increase in sales, and also the company earns a good amount of profit by creating demand. And the second one is that it makes the product attractive and popular. We know that Apple iPhones has gained such a popularity all over the globe, and because of its attractive branding. And third one is that it helps in identifying the product and distinguish it from the goods of competitors. It's true that we could easily identify these Apple iPhones and Android iPhones, and we can distinguish it from each other. And fourth one is that it helps in in advertising and sales promotion programs. This branding is the base of advertising, because only if a proper brand name, brand mark is there, people can easily identify that this product is of this brand, like that and all. And fifth one is that it ensures uniformity of quality and satisfaction to buyers. These branded products will be of uniform quality, and thereby people get an equal amount of satisfaction for all the buyers. Sixth one is that it helps the manufacturers in introducing their new products in the market successfully. The best example is about the Apple, which the recently launched Apple 11 Pro. It has gained such a popularity and also such an increase in demand, and it is because of the because of Apple brand introducing this product, many may have bought it. Seventh one is that it helps the seller or manufacturer to earn goodwill or prestige. This branding is actually it brings a sense of reputation or fame to the company. Eighth one is that it develops brand loyalty and consumer preference. So a well-branded product would always be preferred by consumers, and it brings a sense of brand loyalty for all the ones who buy these products. Next, I move on to the essentials or characteristics of a good brand. For selecting a brand name or design, the company has to take into account some facts which is mentioned here. We have 8 points here. First one is that words selected for branding must be simple and easy to pronounce. Yeah, for our convenience and all, we have to make, for the convenience of the consumers and all, we have to make these brand names as simple but easy to pronounce. The examples we have Lux, then Ariel, like that and all. And second one is that it should be simple and memorable. Yeah, memorable is actually one of our key factor, because just think we have a well branded product, a reputed one, such and all, well advertised. But what if it is such a complicated or what to say one which is not easily memorable? The consumers may not be uh, what to say able to memorize it, and thereby the if once a consumer goes to shopping one day, and if he or she can't remember a name, she would opt for the next available option there, which is actually a thing to demand, which is actually a factor to reduce our demand. And that's it. Third one is that it must be attractive to the eyes and pleasing to the ears. It's actually a what to say a pleasant statement. Attractive to the eyes means it should be soothing to our eyes, which means like by saying this brand name, we should not feel like offended or what to say uncomfortable. It should be like a pleasant one, a good one. And pleasing to the ears means even if we hear that name, we would feel like, oh, good. Yeah, that's it. And fourth one, the trade names must provide necessary suggestions about the product's benefits. Take the examples of Boost, Bonvita, and all. These are from the name itself, we can like easily identify they are energy boosters or energy drinks, like that and all. Fifth one is that the name should be appropriate and suitable to the product. Like we have the brand called Sony. Sony actually means sound, and Sony usually sells product like electronic and audible based devices. Sixth one is that it should suggest some product quality. We have the Lipton green tea, the Vicks Vapor Rub, like that and all. It shows the product's quality also. Seventh one, it should be illustrative and clearly distinctive from other brands. Yeah, as I said earlier, this branding itself is to bring a sense of distinctiveness for the product, and this brand name itself should show a sense of distinctiveness or differentiatedness from other products. Eighth one, it should not be outdated. This brand name or brand mark should be up to the level of technology now, or up to the level of competition now. It should not be an outdated one. Next topic which I'm going to deal is about the advantages of branding. First one is advantages to the manufacturers. It helps in advertising and display programs. It can be advertised easily, which means that a branded product is supposed to capture the minds of the consumers more easily than a not such a well-branded product. Then it helps to control the market and get the market share. This companies are actually striving hard to get the market share so that they could expand their production, create demand, and thereby increase the profit. Then it helps to improve the product differentiation effort, which means that our product will be differentiated from the competitors one, and yeah, such on. And it creates goodwill for the product. Which means that it brings a name, fame, or reputation for the product, and it also helps to maintain the price stability, which means that even if the manufacturer increases the price, the trusted or the loyal consumers would be willing to pay more for that. It helps to create a bit more profit. Then it helps to reduce the market expenses, which means that certain companies have to incur a lot of expenses for capturing the market, but a well brand product may not have to spend too much money on that. Then it helps to expand the product mix, which means that the product mix of the company, or what to say, the line of the product in which the company is dealing, they help to this good branding helps to expand that. Then it helps to it facilitates the introduction of new products, which means that if there is a consumer loyalty, or branding brings a sense of consumer loyalty, and it helps to introduce new products into the market, so that even if a new product is introduced, consumers may have a feeling like this product is of that brand, so we can easily buy it, or we can trust and buy this, like that, in that sense. Then now we move on to the advantages to consumers. These branded products are believed to deliver better quality, which means that we have a sense, or it's true that branded products will always sell a good quality products and not products which are of low quality. Then it is an easy way to identify products. We have a sense to differentiate between this the product of this brand is good, or this brand is not as good as this, like that and all. It helps to facilitate that differentiation, or it helps to identify the products. Then branded goods are usually sold in sealed packages. Yeah, this kind of true. This climatic changes and all will affect foods, especially like eatables, or uh, foods which are perishable goods. And these branded goods, usually we can see they are sold in sealed packages, so this chance of getting damages and all is slightly less for this. Then consumer can get products of uniform standard and design. Yeah, that's true. We can These branded products actually have a certain standards for their products, and it can ensure uniformity of all the things around. Then it makes shopping easier. Yeah, that's also true. Make the shopping easier. It assures fixed prices to consumers. This what to say These non-branded products may have like in such a geographical area, they sell for one price, and they sell for another price and all. But it's actually not true in the case of branded products. They have always a uniform set of prices also. Now the third one is the advantages to distributors. It reduces the risk. Yeah, this distributors may have a feeling of risk like thing, because what if these unsold stock and all pile up and all, but that will not be there for branded products. Then it helps in advertising and sales promotion programs. We have discussed this point earlier. There is stability in the prices of branded products. This reduces risk in business. Yeah, these branded products always keep a stability in their prices, and thereby there is no risk of of a loss and all, like that and all. It also reduces the cost of distribution, as well as to helps to find out the quick moving products easily. Now that's all for my topic. Thank you all.